I want to be cool. That's kind of cool.
It's
though.
not. It's
Well, I guess it's not cool to get in a car crashes.
no. It's
especially
not cool
if you're
to get
endangering other people. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Partying's good.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Today I'm with a Seattle hip-hop artist. He's set to release his new album soon. So we're going to be breaking down that, some of his come up, and also, from my understanding, he's well-versed in Italy and traveling to Italy. So I'm Italian myself, so I'd love to hear his take on Italy and maybe some culture that he's learned from there and how we could maybe bring that back to Seattle. It's my pleasure to introduce Wranq Ramone.
In the building, Wranq Ramone, Pioneer Square Zone.
So let's start with Italy. Actually, it sounds like a weird thing to start with,
Okay.
but you just got back from Italy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Italian, but I've never been. I don't even know the language, but I'd love to hear. Because also, I was telling you before the podcast, quite a few podcasters I've been listening to, like Andrew Schultz, for example, or Andrew Santino from Bad Friends. They just got back from Italy and they've been talking about it. So I'm like, craziness. And then you just got back from Italy. So I feel like let's just start there.
Yeah, so this trip was a little bit different than my other trips. Usually, my grandparents were living in Aviano at first.
Okay.
And then they moved to Vicenza. So they were 3 years in Aviano. Maybe it was 4, and then 4 in Vicenza.
Mm-hmm.
So usually I would kind of stay there and then go for the summers, My grandpa was working for the military, and early on in my life, my mom, she has epilepsy, so she was having trouble with seizures, so it'd just be good for me to go over for the summer and just stay with them and kind of get away, only child, all that. And
oh, I didn't know that. Only child, huh?
well, I got 2 stepbrothers, and I had 2 stepbrothers. I have one now. One passed away in Chicago. And then I have 2 stepsisters. But growing up by myself with my mom, it was just me. And so I would go over there and just kind of picked up on the language a little bit. I would hang out, and it was easier as a kid because I would run around with everybody else that was like little, and if I said something, they would understand me, but then be like, say this, speak like this. And then so I kind of got the lingo, moved around. But then even having deep Italian blood in my family, my grandparents continued to go back. I started to get older, and I was like, I got stuff to do during the summers. Like, I'm almost in high school. It's time to party, you know? So I skipped out on it, and then COVID hit. And I was like, I got to get out of this country. I was like, I got to go explore. And because with COVID, it's like there's so much more you wanted to do. Yeah. And you didn't realize it until COVID. Yeah. So then this year they were like, you want to go back? And I was like, absolutely. So I flew into Venice. Then we went to the old towns, Aviano, Vicenza. Then we went to Venice a couple days, hung out. Florence, Rome, couple days. And then went down to the coast, Naples, the Amalfi Coast. And
oh shit, that's where Andrew Schultz was.
Was he in the Amalfi Coast? Yeah. The Amalfi Coast is gorgeous. I mean, but like European culture is so much more calm. You sit down, you enjoy your meal. You don't have like 20 minutes to eat and then you got to go do this and then you got to go do that. Everything is super calm. The food's amazing. Everything's not that expensive either. Even though our dollar is pretty close to the euro now. But man, I partied like an animal this last trip, and it was well deserved. Like, I would take family during the day, go visit friends, family from back there, go eat some nice dinners, enjoy time. Once 10 o'clock came around, I was a different human being, because their clubs out there, it's different.
Can you speak Italian at all?
I can speak pretty well, not like I used to when I was little, where I was actually going through with sentences. Now it's like to get around, if I need to get around. If I'm asking for the bill, or if I'm asking for what this is.
Where's the party at?
Yeah, where's the... No, I just say nightclub. And they're like, yeah, I know.
Shit.
But, in Germany and Italy, too, they take August off. Like companies, full August. Wow. And they go on vacation with family. So that's where you get a lot of, like, the clubs and everything popping off. Some of them will close because they'll go on vacation with their family. Damn. But, you got Florence, which is... There's a lot of colleges and stuff out there, so.
Or is it universities? Or is it called colleges?
Universities, probably.
Okay, there
Universities,
we go.
yeah.
University is such a weird word for me because it's like you say you go to university versus like I feel like it doesn't sound like the right. I feel like I would go to a university, but you say you go to university.
Yeah.
Versus like I go to college makes sense, but I go to university. I feel like there should be an A there.
Well, also too, one of my biggest things is like talking to some of these people. Gonzaga has one out there in Florence.
Okay, really?
So yeah, them and.
It's probably not a party school out there, is it?
No, but it's like party town.
Okay.
So like, you have the universities, and then you have like little strips of like straight, parties pretty much. And everything there is so open. Everybody is just there to have a good time. You never have those people that are like, I'm just here to be cool, or I'm just like, everybody the minute they walk in the door is like flipping like drinks and asking some of the people out there that are going to college or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, like we're just studying abroad. I'm like, okay, like what are you studying? Pretty sure business. I'm like, pretty sure business? I'm like, you're number one, where do you get all this money to go abroad?
Yeah.
And do your parents know you don't even know what you're going to college for? Like, have fun, I guess, if you got
maybe
the
is that
money
one
to
of the
burn.
places where like is that one of the countries where college is covered? Maybe university is covered.
I don't know. It's got to be expensive. Because even when I was in Sorrento, like that's more of the Amalfi Coast.
Okay.
That's more of like travel. You get a lot of European travelers and people from all over the world. But there's a ton of college kids that'll go there too.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get the money, but ton of college kids that'll go there too and just be like, oh, we're here for 2 days for the weekend. I'm like, I want to go to Italy for the weekend.
Can you fit in enough where people don't know you're American, or do you still have like an American tendencies when you're going over to Italy?
I completely love the way they dress.
The Ferrari shoes? You like the Ferrari shoes?
Love them. I love the open shirts. I always wear my open shirts anyway, but like the white button up with the collar and keep it open.
Yeah.
Couple chains in the middle. But I mean, I still dress like I do right now, but like when I go out, it's more comfortable to just party in like what they wear. Or it's more comfortable in general. You're waking up also in like 100-degree weather.
Oh, shit.
And it's so humid there. So like wearing what I usually wear, like it's not even worth it.
Yeah. You know what's wild? This is the first day I've been outside since, today is Wednesday, since Saturday. How many, is that 4 days?
It's 4 days.
Holy shit. Because of the fires.
Oh, because of the fires, yeah.
But that's just, it's just like being outside for a change after 4 days. I'm like, holy fuck. Because it's so smoky here right now. And
we're that Seattle. Weird, Seattle always has that weird time where it's like right now we're getting that smoke pretty much the end of the summer.
Yeah.
And now we're going into, I think today is like 7:20, the sun's coming down.
Yeah.
So it's like we're really about to hit that fall.
Yeah.
Seattle people just transition super weird where they're like summer is like summer and then fall it's like we need a month and then we'll take fall. You know, like
I'm just happy. I'm happy we're not humid though, in my opinion.
Humid?
Yeah, it's not really humid here, but like
it's not bad.
I had a weird thing because it started with my Maya Manzer interview. She's out in LA, but she spent some time in Seattle.
Okay.
And she was saying while she was here in Seattle, she couldn't take the weather because she thought it was like depressing, with like the rain and all that. And so that's the first time I really even thought about the weather and people being like, Seattle freeze, depression, blah, 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 right? And I just kept hearing that over and over with different people since whenever that was, March or something. And then finally we're about to get into that weather again. And for a few months, I've been just hearing that depression. And as soon as it was like a week or two ago, it was one of the first cloudy days we've had in a while. And I felt more excited and happy versus when it was sunny outside.
That's how I feel. I love the indoor weather.
Yeah.
Plus, you get more done, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I just take it as like, if you want to lounge around. If you want to get work done, get work done.
Yeah.
You're not like forced to go out to the beach or anything.
That's fair because I feel like right now, though, it's a weird thing where, it's bright from like 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. basically. And I feel like I have to be working until it's 10 p.m. until it's sundown.
Yeah.
But I will admit, I get a lot of stuff done, but I will admit I'm a little procrastinative during that huge chunk of time versus when it's like sunny at, I'm going to be off on this time, but like maybe sunny at like 8 and then dark by 4 p.m., I feel like I'm more focused because it's a shorter amount of time and I'm racing the daylight versus like waiting for the daylight to be over with during summer.
Don't they call it FOMO?
Yeah.
Like FOMO, like fear of missing out.
Right.
I feel like that's like, I personally don't think I have crazy FOMO like I did in high school where I wanted to go out and party and do everything every day.
Yeah.
But still, I think I live a life already where I have stuff I got to do. But in the summer, you still catch yourself like,
oh, yes.
You're like, oh, I'm going to go to this party. Like, I know I should be doing this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to this party. Or I'm going to go to the beach for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like, there's just, you want to just continue going and going and going. So that's what I love about it is it's like, all right, let's slow down, you know.
Yeah. I guess you don't really get FOMO in the winter when it's 6 p.m. and dark versus FOMO
like,
in the summertime and it's 6 p.m. You're like, oh shit, something has to be popping off right now, right?
You're like, there's a club? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Damn. So what is some, before we're going to definitely touch on your come up, but I'm kind of intrigued about this Italian thing. Like as soon as I hear something that I've heard multiple times and I'm able to talk to someone about it, I kind of get like obsessed with it. But what is some things culturally you can take away from Italy and bring back to your own life here in Seattle?
I would say respect is a huge thing over there. Even at a young age, you know, I'd be allowed to have a glass of wine. You know, it didn't matter because over there you drink to enjoy yourself.
Opening the Rainier beer. Speaking of, that's a perfect. I can have a glass of wine.
as they say, living like rock stars, partying like movie stars, and fucking like porn stars.
Hell yeah! Cheers. There we go.
But
so there's respect when you're drinking at 14 or something?
It's like all those. Yeah, well, I mean, you get kids that come out. You'll see one of the biggest things you'll see in Italy is like a group of like 7 girls, and they're all probably like. Might be in high school, might be just getting out of high school, but you'll always see them all go out. They're all drinking Aperol spritzes, smoking their cigarettes, like, but they're all having such a good time. There's never, even on this trip where I partied more in Europe on this last trip than I ever have, you'll never see somebody puking. Never. Oh, people are going so hard, but you never see somebody that's like uncontrollable of their body. You'll never see somebody that's making a dumbass decision that you're like, that dude's hammered and he's being an idiot. You don't see people fighting.
Yeah.
You don't see that because people are like enjoying themselves. They're not going to get hammered or drunk. They're just going to have a good time, and it's that respect.
I heard that from one of my German friends recently. They were saying like, we start drinking when we're like 14 or something. Yeah. So we get all that like throwing up and disrespecting alcohol or substances out of the way when we're young. Yeah. So by the time we're 18, we can handle ourselves versus like 18 American. When you're American and 18, you might have been drinking when you're in high school, but like, or I mean, I guess more like when you're 21, because you still can't really drink when you're 18. But like by the time you're 21, you're throwing up still and like acting crazy. Versus if you're got that out when you're 14, by the time you're 21.
Well, I think too is like, it's just such a different lifestyle. So like, I know people that are older than me right now that'll be like, oh, I'm going out and I'm getting obliterated at night. Yeah. And you're like, you're not even focused on the night. Like you're more focused on just getting obliterated, which
it's a good word,
it's
obliterated.
It's a good time for sure sometimes, but it's like, you know, enjoy yourself. That's what you live life is for, the experiences. And that's what I think you take away from that drinking perspective is experiences.
That's weird though, because I'm basically a COVID baby, right? So like I
what does that mean?
Like I turned 21 during COVID.
Oh, okay,
right?
yeah.
So I still
had a major event happen during COVID, yeah.
So I still haven't even experienced like being drunk at a bar.
You didn't have a fake ID?
No.
You never had a fake ID?
Well, think about it. Like I was 18 when I graduated. Then I basically had maybe like less than a year before I turned 19 and COVID hit. So from like 19 until 21, it's not like you could really go to bars even really. So
that's nuts.
So I don't even know, like I guess I know. Yeah, I guess I'm not afraid to admit I don't really know bar etiquette too much. So if I do go to events or places to drink, I'm throwing an event or something versus like Like, I don't know, because think about it this way, because there's people, who will just go and drink by themselves at a bar and then meet someone randomly, and things like that. But I don't even know how that culture works. Whatsoever, like being like, I'm gonna go to a bar and get drunk and randomly meet someone. I can't even like figure out how in my mind how that works.
I think for me, this is kind of stepping away from the Italian conversation but it's like for me, I definitely party pretty hard, and anybody around me, and respectfully, of course, but anybody around me that knows I love to have a good time. I'm all about having, a blast and doing like huge things, whether it's pop, whatever it is, And when I was younger in high school, I had those experiences that you do in high school or college where you're like, oh, this happened, and then I woke up in this park or whatever, and that's like, high school. You grow through that. But then before I turned 21, I definitely had a fake ID.
Yeah.
And then probably through fake ID to 22. Oh, I got it out of the way. Like I had the craziest shit happen. I got knocked. That's what the Full Tank cover is about.
Oh, I heard that song. Riker showed me that like a year ago or something.
Yeah, but
so
the cover,
the
cover.
So that was a real blackout?
I got knocked out.
That was a real?
I got knocked out cold.
I thought that was like
in
makeup
Belltown,
or something.
In Belltown. I know. Some people were hitting me and they were like, dude, that makeup's crazy. I'm like, that's not makeup.
What?
I have the pic. I'll probably post up the pictures.
Wait, so how long ago did that happen then?
2019. It happened probably like 6 months before COVID.
That's craziness.
Yeah, it was nuts, dude. And it wasn't the first time I've been jumped.
That's not the first time.
Like another 6 months right before that, I got jumped in Pioneer Square. And no. This had to be I must have just turned. I thought my mom was still back in the city. But anyway, I went out partying with my homeboy, Nico.
Okay.
And we both he had a girl, I had a girl, and we went to Stage, right? Stage in Pioneer Square.
Stage?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, I literally don't know. Stage. Like, I can tell you all the podcast studios.
It's a nightclub or something like that. So I think it was my girl's birthday at the time, and the girl I was with, and I get us a section, right? And so... Oh, this is a crazy ass. So I get us a section, and they bring us like a whole bottle. There's 4 of us. Right. These sections are huge. Right. So we have like a whole bottle of champagne already and a whole bottle of Grey Goose. Right. We already were drinking before. Right. So we just start going ham, and then you see like we were having a great time, because then we're bringing other girls into the section. There was like a group of like 10 dudes like huddled into a section just like staring at us. Like just like, huddled in. I'm like, have a good time, whatever. So then I'm getting twisted. Like I'm like there, and this girl is like dancing in our section, and I kind of tell my buddy and the girls we were with, I was like, I kind of want to clear it out. Let's give it like 5 minutes and let's get these. So this girl's like dancing on me, and I'm like, hey, you got to get out of my section. And she like turns around and she's like, go fuck yourself. And I was like, what? In my section? I was like, fuck you, like all this, like, But then I'm like, whatever. I'm pretty sure what happened, and that is pretty sure. The security guard was her brother. So he comes over, and I'm a person that doesn't cause a scene at all. And he comes over and he's like, hey bro, I gotta ask you to leave. And I'm like, I was honestly so lit. I was like, that's fine. I was like, I'm gonna leave, but these 3 can stay, and I already paid for the whole table and everything, so make sure they still get, I think we had another bottle of champagne coming in, make sure they get all that, and make sure they still have the section for the night. He's like, that's fine. This is gonna get fucking hilarious. I go outside, I'm lit. Now, this is a big thing to the story. I've never worn Air Force Ones. I don't wear white cocaine Air Force Ones. I didn't grow up with them. I couldn't afford them. And then when I grew up and wearing J's and stuff, I just thought I don't like them. Yeah. I was never like a white Air Force, and I always rock Converse now.
Okay.
I bought a pair for that night because I had some extra money. So I was like, I got the fresh white Air Force Ones on.
Yeah.
I think I had like a Versace shirt on or something. Jewelry, all that. I'm outside, lit. Who walks by? The homie, Macintosh.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, bro, what are you doing outside? I was so drunk. I had no clue. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing outside. I was like, I have a table inside, though. He's like, oh, bro, come on, let's go inside. And, you know, he was with somebody or something like that. And I'm like, okay. So we walk through the back entrance. And I was back, so I just walk back there. And I'm like, all right, bro. And then Mac gets, like, the VIP. So it's just him and somebody else in this massive VIP. Like, it was huge. And so I'm chilling there. But I was kind of bored after a while because I was like, hey, can I bring my friends in here? And he's like, yeah, no problem. Yeah. So I stand on a chair, like, to see them. It was like a cartoon. You know when somebody gets pulled and then their head, like, comes later?
Yeah.
I get ripped off. Like, Mac doesn't even see me because I'm, like, far away now. I get pulled out, just dragged to the back. I've never been in a fight where I'm not angry. I just start getting pummeled by these big dudes. I mean, massive dudes. I was Joker laughing, bro, because I didn't understand what was happening. I was like, wait, what? And I get the shit beat out of me, and this is how they got me. They stole my Air Force One and then tossed me out. So I'm in the middle of the street. This is where I'm from. Like, family around Pioneer Square. From 1st to 3rd, like, everybody knows me. So I'm like, bro, I can't have anybody see me. Yeah. So I, like, walking up all the way to 4th, and I'm like, no shoe, like, hobbling. And I don't know how this happened, but I'm, like, staring at the ground because I'm like, nobody can see me, like, bleeding. And these 2 feet stop in front of me, and I'm like, oh, my God. I was like, I'm going to fight again? What is going on here? And it was one of my ex-girls I was with, I lived with at the time. She was like, what the fuck happened to you? Like, you look like, and I'm like, I lost. I was like, I lost.
So they just wanted your shoes? Or did
just to, like, embarrass me. Just rob me of my shoe. Didn't take anything else from me.
And it was the guys that were in the huddle, or what?
I don't even know. It was just 2 big ass dudes.
Huh.
And I just got taken out. But then, yeah, flash forward 6 months later, went out with my buddy. We were hitting the bars. Actually hung out with, I think that was the first night I met Dave B, because we were at, what's that place in Capitol Hill? Sugar Hill. And I think Biba was DJing.
Okay.
Fun ass night. Everybody going crazy. Bottles, all that. Then I went to a club that we would always end at. It was like a nightclub, but it was like a lounge. Super dope. I'm pissed that they closed it, but it was in Belltown. And we get there. Pretty lit by this time. I didn't even want to go out that night. But when you turn it on, you better turn it on. Huh. And so we're going crazy. And first time ever, this chick's there, we're talking. And I'm like, oh, who'd you come with? She's like, oh, this is my mom right here. And I'm like, get out of here, bro. Like, this is your mom? Show me their IDs. It's her mom. She's like, you want to hang out with me and my mom? I'm like, of course. So I'm like we're walking outside. I take one more shot before they close down. It's packed out there, right across from the Taco Del Mar.
Okay.
So
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah. So it's like packed out. And I'm walking outside with the mom and the cops, the same cops that have ran there since I was younger. Right. They all run the First Ave. And they're like, hey, where you ladies? Oh, he's going to walk us over here and then we're going to grab an Uber. They're like, oh, why don't you just stay with us?
The cops said that?
The cops. They're like, yeah, why don't you just stay with us? Like, we'll help you get an Uber. I was like, fucking dicks, like. So anyway, like, I'm on some hot boy shit. My homie and I are like, oh, like, that's some BS, but we'll catch him later. We're walking down the street kind of on hype. Somebody said something to me. And my homie goes, you hear what he said to you? I was like, what did this dude say to me? What is it? I'm on hot boy shit. I walk over there. I don't know what. I've been in a lot of fights in my life, and I don't know what went through my head in this one. My first thing to do was headbutt him.
Oh.
And his friends are telling us, they're like, yo, he's talking shit to you guys, but he's on the up. He's on uppers. He's on like, and he's crazy. So I headbutt him, and I swear I fed him like 5 times. Just boom, boom, boom. You've seen those videos on YouTube where somebody gets knocked out and they just body collapse.
Yeah.
I just remember throwing punches, and then I remember somebody being like, "Yo, Q." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Who's the president?" And I was like, "Bro, what do you mean?" It was a cop. It was a cop I know. I was like, "What do you mean, bro? You weren't watching the fight?" He's like, "Yeah, I was." He was like, "You've been knocked out for like 25 seconds."
Oh.
And
so
I
you
was
didn't
like,
win.
"Bro," I was like, "No, I got." That's the full tank cover.
Got it.
That's the black eye.
Got it.
Clocked me once, knocked.
But you did headbutt him or no?
Yeah, I headbutted him. That's how I started it.
But like, you didn't knock him out or anything.
No, I don't think it was a good headbutt.
Wait, so have you won or lost more fights?
I think I've won more.
Okay. And you just
Yeah.
and what is it? You're just a fightable person or what's
No, I think it's what we were talking about earlier, like just young life, getting it out. I think I was just so young, like in that mind state of partying all the time and always going out, that like Seattle specifically.
So like
things were always
the probability of that happening because you're out so much is just raised.
Just like I think I just had so much like I think there's been times in my life, which Full Tank is literally about, that I felt invincible. You know, like Full Tank is about literally me driving faded with an ounce in my trunk, crashing my car, getting chased by the cops, and totaling it. And that's a true story. And I didn't get arrested.
Huh.
And it's, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But all that's cleared up legally, so.
That is so wild. The more,
yeah, you learn that, you know, like you learn that growing up. If you're 16, you start to get a car, you'll hit 100 miles per hour. You're like, I'm not gonna hurt myself. I totaled 2 cars before I was 18 because that's how I felt.
I didn't drive until I was 18. I think I have the most controlled life ever. Then, to be honest, like the more I have rappers on or anything, like I'm either in my house in the middle of the woods, or I'm at a studio. And then, yeah. Wow.
But that's great. Like,
is it? I guess.
Yeah, that is, because like.
But then I guess I try to live life, but then I feel like a lot of my learning is through talking to people. Right? Yeah. But I've never been even close to a fight, really.
Yeah.
Or I mean, or even like a dangerous like car. I haven't even been in like a fender bender or anything.
Oh yeah, that I've crashed a few cars, but that's like why I felt invincible, and I was doing this and I was doing that, and then finally I was like, I'm gonna end up killing myself, or like I'm gonna be locked, you know? Like,
so it's not cool, or is it?
It's not cool, but it's good. It's good learning, because you know everything in life is learning. Even when you're 40 and doing well with a good career and everything, you're still learning. You're never gonna stop learning. You're 70, you're still gonna be learning life. I mean, but the maturity, I think, definitely has to happen with some people.
Oh, so partying's not mature, or what? Or can you mature party? Or maybe like
I think you can mature party.
Huh. Interesting.
I've definitely gotten better, for sure.
I guess, what is mature partying though? Just making sure you're not too out
making sure you're not spending too much at the strip club. You keep your balance. Make sure you understand your drinking limit. Make sure you're not creating chaos, and chaos is always fun. But making sure, you know,
see, I don't even like
everybody has a good time.
I don't even like spending money at a bar.
Yeah.
I rather like drink and then go to a bar. I guess, is that frugal? Is that the right word? Is when you
I mean, everybody has their thing, you know. I don't really drink at home unless it's like a long day, and I'll have.
Well, I don't just drink at home. Like if I'm gonna hang out.
Yeah.
I just like to drink at home and not go to the bar.
You're like, that's kind of my run.
No, I'm not even. I don't think by any means. I'm not even like on the spectrum of being like a. What is? You only hear about lonely cat ladies. I'm not even.
Ladies?
Yeah, I'm not even close to being like a lonely cat dad or anything like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you just wrote my life on paper, I'm just I just talk to people and that's it.
But that's a good thing. Like,
I don't know, man.
We all have our own things.
I want to be cool. That's kind of cool.
It's
though.
not. It's.
Well, I guess it's not cool to get into car crashes.
No, it's
especially
not cool
if you're endangering other people. But
yeah.
I don't know.
Partying's good. Like, especially like. I think it's
partying's good.
This
is the PSA. Partying's good.
Partying is good for you.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, why not? Like. Just enjoy your life, you know. Don't do anything that's gonna hurt yourself or others, but enjoy your life.
But it's weird if you party sober. I get. Well, it depends on the environment.
If that's like what you think, like, I have a bunch of sober friends. Like, if that's something that you think is best for you and like puts you on the right path, because there are a lot of people in this world that can't handle alcohol or drugs. So if that's how you want to do it, I know people that can party that are sober. Okay. But then they usually. Some of them
they're like serial killers or something.
Well,
I feel like if you're around, if you're like someone that's completely sober and you're around just a bunch of drunk people, you're like a serial killer or something. That is
I don't know. I think a lot of them are like.
It depends on if, because there's a lot of sober people who are sober because they drank or did whatever before.
Yeah.
Versus, I don't know. I watch a lot of serial killer movies because we're in Seattle. You know, like if you're like this sober guy and like. You're like, oh, I'm at a party and someone's drunk. I can like slice them up in my trunk or something. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's hella deep.
But you know what I mean? Like you're mentally like, I know where I'm at and I know where these people are at because they're drunk.
Yeah.
And that's like a mental like fucked game there.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're a sober person going to a lot of parties, unless you're sober because you party too hard, I feel like there's a difference there. Not saying you want to get to the point where you're sober because you were partying too hard.
I think. A lot of you know those girls that are on IG, not even girls, any human being that is on the IG or whatever, and they're like, and this is no disrespect to people that do it, I'm just saying there's a lot of them that I know that are like, yo, sober, it's been a month, we're gonna keep it going, and then it's like month and a half, and then they kind of like don't post, and you're like, and then like a week later they're just like raving with like 2 micheladas, just like
see, that's why you don't promote.
You're like,
I don't know.
oh, you're back.
I don't promote. That's why I just learned growing up. You don't promote your personal life because then you're just setting yourself up for failure. But also, like, why do you want everyone knowing your personal?
That's a big thing for me. I don't like people to know. Like, I have a split situation. You know, I have Wranq Ramone, and then I have me. You know, and you have to have that, especially with the crazy stuff I do. Wranq Ramone.
Okay.
I need that. Otherwise.
But that's just social media wise, or do you have there's like 2 people in general?
I would say like 2 people in general for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like I can't. If I was Wranq Ramone all the time, it gets really scary. And I've had this conversation with a lot of people, like a lot of big rock stars and stuff will say that same thing. Like if Slash is Slash. Like he was in the 1960s all the way to now and never like got to just be a family dude, like I'm sure it'd be a fucking mess.
So I feel like it's time to cover your come up a little bit. So let's start with the name. Wranq Ramone. What is the meaning? Is that a play on your real name whatsoever or what?
So I did a show when I was 15 back in Spokane. And I went by Q or something like that. QUE. And then it was just like, whatever.
There's another rapper with that name already.
That's why I changed it. When I was 15, I was like, nah, like, I need something else that just fits better. And I like always have this gross, like, the pretty boy vibe is there, but it's like, I'm very grunge. Being from Pioneer Square, it's like, everything about me is grunge, you know. The girls wear the same black leather jackets every day, take a shot of whiskey in the morning, throw their boots on, and hit the bar. The guys do the same thing and hit multiple bars, you know, like, so it's like very grunge. So I wanted that.
So you wear leather jackets too?
Huh?
Do you wear leather jackets as well?
Black leather jacket. It's a lifestyle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was going to wear mine today, but then I was like, it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for fall so I can break the black leather jacket.
I'm regretting this Mickey Mouse sweatshirt right now, to be honest with you.
But Yeah, I used to doodle at school, and I had this like tag I used to write. It was Wranq, but it was with a K, like gross.
Okay.
And then I threw a Q in there, made it Wranq, and then I thought Ramones. The Ramones always like inspired me in a sort of way because it's like the original punk rock, you know. And so I wanted to be a Ramone.
There we go.
So I made myself
Wranq
one.
Ramone. Damn. So you started rapping by the time you were 15 or before that?
I was doing it before that, but like super to myself, like super writing my own bars and freestyling for hours all to myself. Probably didn't even talk to anybody about it until like 15 or something like that I started bringing it out and being like, I think I want to do this. And then I called up the promoter of the Pin, and I was just like, I don't know how to get on a show, but just call somebody. And I called him, and he's like, all right, yeah, you'll perform Thursday. All right, yeah, see ya. And
At
I was
15,
like, I was like,
they're
what?
just like...
I was like, what? He's like, yeah, Thursday. And I was like, okay. It was just like a bunch of artists on one bill, and I got like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Dude, my bars were so bad. Like, I said some crazy shit. Like, I don't even like, I couldn't even tell you a bar right now.
You didn't film it? You gotta film those first ones.
Dude, I wouldn't even want them on camera, bro. It was so bad. Like, I remember Moses beats. I would record with him. I was all over the place with studios because I didn't really like have a foundation or anything. I was so young too.
But you said this was in Spokane or something? But you grew up in Pioneer Square.
I grew. That's like where I like fully developed was Pioneer Square.
Okay.
I grew up when I lived with my mom in Seattle because I was born and raised here. We were kind of all over the place.
Okay.
And then I went to, it was like a family tradition of mine to go to Gonzaga Prep.
Okay.
So I went
and that's
to
how
Gonzaga
you know.
Prep.
That's why you know there's one in Italy. Okay.
Well, but Gonzaga Prep is
Got
the
it.
preparatory school for Gonzaga, the college.
Okay.
But it's a huge football program, great sports, all that. And my whole family pretty much has gone there.
But you didn't go to Gonzaga Prep.
I did go to Gonzaga Prep.
But you went to Seattle. Wait.
I moved from Seattle
Okay.
to Spokane specifically to go to Gonzaga Prep.
But then did you go to the college?
No, hell no. I didn't have the grades for that.
Then what was the point of going to Gonzaga Prep besides
Because it's just family tradition. The sports are so good. Like the family is just so tight there.
Did you do sports?
I won a championship in 2016
for
4A football.
Okay, you're a football guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
that's why you're asking me about football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did football for like 2 years or 3 years, and then I was like, nah.
Yeah. But it's such a dope high school. It was like I didn't want to go to high school. I couldn't afford going to like I wanted to go to like Eastside Catholic or something that also has great sports, but I couldn't.
That's in Seattle for you guys who are not from Seattle.
Seattle. I couldn't afford anything like that, and I was like, I want to go to prep.
But Gonzaga Prep's free, or what?
No,
like...
it's still, you still pay tuition, but you can get like little grants. And
you could be like, my grandpa went here.
Yeah, or you can be like a dope football player, and they'll be like, oh, we'll help you out. It's not a scholarship, but we'll help you out, which is not me. But but we had a lot of great players go through there, and it was just I wouldn't want anything else from my high school experience.
So what? But you didn't use it to the full potential, or what?
I did.
But like you didn't have a good grade, I guess.
No, I didn't. I didn't study for shit.
Huh.
But I graduated.
Okay. There we go.
I graduated. I had, like I said, I think learning is important. Grades are important for sure. Experience will always be important to me. And I had the best experience. But
at the end of the day, is your family like, fuck, we just spent all this money and you just party?
No. Hell no. I'm successful.
Okay.
I'm successful. I would say I'm more successful than they maybe thought I was going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, I guess there's so many people that feel like they have to go to college and school to be
not important at all.
Successful.
Not important at all. I went to the Seattle Arts Institute for a semester.
Oh, so you dropped out of college in general, or
yeah,
like Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
So what were you going to college for?
He went to the Art Institute of Chicago.
Like, were you doing it for like drawing or music or what?
Audio and engineering.
Hey, are you an audio engineer now then?
Mm-mm.
Or you're a bartender or something?
Yeah.
But did you ever become like an audio engineer?
No.
Huh. I'm doing audio. Wait, I'm doing live audio engineering for like local events. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I never went to school for it. So I'm kind of just learning on the fly. But
I think college is really important if you know what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you come out of high school and you're like, I want to be a doctor and I'm going to be a doctor, you go be a doctor. But I don't think I wanted to do music. I wanted to go to ASU, and I had to sit myself down and be like, if you go to ASU, you say bye to music. I knew that. I was like, if I go to ASU, I'm going to say bye to music.
Yeah.
Because then my whole life is going to change. Sure, I can go down there and do music. Am I going to? No. So I was like, I should probably still go to college or give it a shot. But I went back to Seattle, where my mom was, and I went to the Seattle Arts Institute, and just sucked, kind of. I was like not as into it. Like, I'm a lyrical artist.
Huh?
I like writing music. I like throwing ideas at the wall till it sticks. I like poetry. I like words. That's me. I don't really like to nerd out too much on audio stuff, and everybody there did. Everybody there was like, oh, I got the new blah, blah, blah. I got this. Check out this new software. Check out this. It never really interests me. And so I thought it was smart for me, money-wise and mental-wise, I was leaving school all the time because the albums kept dropping. Kendrick, I would have like 8 hours of school. Kendrick Lamar's album dropped. I left school.
You can't just wait till the end of the day.
No, I couldn't, bro. I couldn't because like I don't think I was ready either to go back to college, like to go back into that school mindset.
Got it.
Because then I was on my own. I was like, I'm on my own. I actually got kicked out of the dorms in, I think I stayed there 2 nights.
You're partying too hard?
No, somebody said that me and my buddy had a package of like marijuana that we were bringing in.
Did you?
Yeah, but but they came through, and I don't know who would tell them that, but it's not like it was gonna be for us. It wasn't like we were selling or nothing. But they like came in. We were at work. And I got the text, and they were like, "Yo, they came through and like went through all your shit and found like they took all like my pipes. I had like super nice dab rigs, all this stuff, and they were like took it all, and they were like, you guys have 24 hours to leave," which is like in Seattle, 24 hours to move somewhere. Yeah. It's impossible.
But now they would be like, "Yo, that's cool."
What?
420 all day because it's like legal now here in Seattle. Do you think it would be different now, or would they?
No, it was still legal, but I was only 18.
So, but if there was like 21-year-old that had it, it would have been different, or would they still be like
still no? With like the dorms, like it's like still like college rule, like it's like, yeah, you're 21, but they don't want you bringing weed
how
into
old
the
are you?
classroom.
I feel like I need like a.
I'm 24, about to turn 25.
Oh,
in
you're
a month.
super young.
Yeah.
Wow. It's kind of funny, like martial law, for example. Mm-hmm. He looks young, but he's like fucking like, it's not that old even, but like 28, 29. So I'm the worst at like guessing like ages or.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I'm
pretty
definitely
young.
an old soul for sure.
So you would have graduated college like a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do I regret it?
No. And then you became a bartender. Or like, would you have other jobs?
My mom had me bar backing at 6. When I was going to high school, I would fly back to Seattle because my mom ran the J&M.
Oh, you flew from Spokane?
To Seattle to visit my mom, and I would work behind the bar.
And how long is that flight versus, because driving is like 5 hours, 6 hours?
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes.
Wow.
I would either, I would like fly over, or you get cheap tickets. If you get it like 2-3 months out of time, it's like $150, something like that.
And then JM is a bar?
Yeah, J&M is the oldest bar in Seattle.
And it's still around or what?
No, got closed down. I
closed it.
No, because tax evasion.
Oh, and your mom ran it?
Well, so the story goes is my mom ran it for years. I would come over for high school, and I would bar back. The day I turned 21, I started bartending for them. My mom, one of the hardest workers I've ever known, she just got burnt out, and she worked every day.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that. You know, I couldn't sit down with my mom and have dinner. We'd sit down and have dinner. She'd get it. Hey, we need you here. This is also before COVID. So popping. Seahawks just won a championship. You know, like the whole city's nuts.
Yeah.
I couldn't even sit down and have dinner with her. I mean, she just got exhausted and she wanted to go be in California. That was always her dream. So she moved to LA. And then the people that took it over were terrible. And the owner started handling all the... My mom was the glue that kept everybody together. She made sure things happened, make sure people got paid right, made sure without her, it crumbled. We knew it was going to crumble, but I didn't know it happened that fast. And I shut it down. Some of the best, that's what I'm saying. Like, even though I'm only 24, some of the best nights of my life, like closing down that place.
Oh, so like, you were there when, okay.
I closed down the last night.
Dang.
That it was ever open.
Did you get a lot of tips at least that night?
No, nobody knew it was that. Nobody knew it was the last night.
Oh, no, you're not like...
you just wake up and the government put a lock on the door.
Oh.
The lock is still on the door.
So at that point, you know, like as a business owner, you know you're avoiding taxes and that one day something's going to happen? Or like, do you just feel like you're going to get away with it? I wonder like, what is like the mindset?
He still owns a bar in Seattle, but I won't mention it because I don't care about him or anything that I don't want to bring him any attention. I don't like him at all.
So even if you have tax evasion, you can own another bar? It's kind of wild.
Maybe after it's over I'll tell you how I did it.
Dang. Interesting. So you've been working in bars for how many years then?
8-9 years.
Dang. So and you like it? Like or is it just like something that pays the bills, or do you like actually enjoy it?
I enjoy it. Meet amazing people from all over the world, and the money is pretty hard to like give up.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those businesses that you want to leave so bad, but then like you make such good money. It's stupid.
From like tips or actual just like pay per hour or whatever, or salary or whatever? Like, do bartenders make salary? Do ever? I guess maybe for like a crazy bar.
I've always gotten per hour.
What if you work at like, I don't know. Okay.
Like, and I'm not like blowing myself up. Like, anybody that works at a solid bar in Seattle with a solid schedule will tell you, especially during events and game days and shit like that, you make bank.
You don't mind like talking to drunk people all day?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Because if they're nice, fuck yeah. And if they're assholes, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Do you ever I learned that you can give like a waiter or waitress or bartender a drink. You can pay for them to drink. I guess, have you been given? That's not a thing?
Not legally in Washington.
What? I thought that was
California,
a thing.
Certain counties you can.
Okay. But not
it matters counties. So like in San Diego where my mom lives, you can do that. If you buy the bartender a shot, they can take it with you. Here in King County, we can't do that.
Dang. Okay.
Or Washington. I don't think Washington can do that.
I got swindled by a bartender the other day. When was it? This is it's not even that crazy of a story, but I was so offended by it. So Travis Thompson's release show last Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with my friend Carter, and we go to this, I forget the name of it. It's like this pizza place in Belltown, I think. Mm-hmm. And the bartender's like super nice to me and him. We eat our pizza or whatever, we leave. Later that night, we're around the pizza place again. The bartender comes out and is like, "Hey, how are you doing? I'm about to go over to this other bar to take a shot by this bartender that I know." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And they were like, "Hey, you want to come with me?" So me and Carter go over to this other bar, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Hey, get 2 shots for me and my friends." And then we're like, "Oh shit, dope." So we take the shot. Well, my friend Carter doesn't drink, so I took a shot. Mm-hmm. And then like we're talking, and then like a few minutes later, the bartender that's working, he's like, "Are you paying cash or card?"
And he made you pay for the other guy's shot?
Yeah. And I was like, "What the fuck? You made it seem like you're hooking us up." And then I'll never forget that. I was like, "Fuck."
That's pretty fucked up. Yeah. There's some schemy bartenders out there.
I was like, I was like, that's fucked. You're bringing me on this little adventure across the street, and then knowing that I'm gonna have to pay. But he made it seem like I got you guys covered.
When you have a good community, though, bartender, like, I remember, I think it was like every Thursday night, maybe, when I would do the J&M right when I was 21, all the cowgirls would come in after they closed because they would close early.
What are cowgirls?
You never been to Cowgirls in Pioneer Square?
I'm telling you, I'm like a COVID baby. I've been to like any.
It's like a Coyote Ugly bar, so they
I know what this is.
They like dance on the thing. Yeah. Well, they would all come in, and then usually around that time, I don't have live music or anything playing, so I would just give them. They would come in, tips on the table, like just bunch of cash. They would have their security guards with them, and they would. I would give them the aux, and they would just party inside, like dancing on this and like. Nobody around. It was all just a good time. And then I would drink with them. It was like the J&M was so family for me growing up there. Right. There was nothing else more Pioneer Square than that.
But if you give someone like a free drink, can you actually like measure that out and like in the till to be like someone was given a free drink, so we're missing out on this amount of money? Or how do you actually measure if you miss out on money like at a bar? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You want like the tricks to how to swindle a bar? You're like telling me how to rob a place without them. There's lots of ways though. Like there's so many specific ways that you can do it. Like,
right. But it's like, is it better for the bar for a bartender to give out a free beer or a free shot? How about that?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So it's the same.
It matters your clientele. Who's your client that you're giving the free shot to? Is it somebody that's going to come back, or is it somebody that comes all the time?
Oh.
You don't want to like. You should never give away free liquor unless it's somebody that is going to take care of you personally, or somebody that's going to take care of the business.
Right. What about homeless people? Because there's so many of them, or I guess some people say houseless. The people that are on the streets, the street people in Seattle. I'm guessing they come into bars. And if they do people give them free drinks, or what's the deal with that?
They don't really come in.
They don't come in?
No, and if they do, they're doing something like, I don't know. It matters. Like I had a lot of homeless friends, especially at the J&M, and they never asked for alcohol.
What did they ask for? Heroin or something?
No, can I get like a glass of water?
Okay. But like, maybe that's the certain specific sect of homeless people?
No.
Huh.
You gotta understand, Pioneer Square is a pretty hardcore place with drugs and everything. So it's like a lot of those people aren't exactly looking for alcohol.
They're looking for a good time, though.
It's easy to. It's easy to get alcohol. Drugs are the hard part.
Why is it easy to get alcohol?
First and Cherry, bro. 7-Eleven on First and Cherry.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Bro, you can go anywhere and get alcohol.
Wait, what do you mean? I know where that is.
Go to Third and Pine.
But they'll give you free alcohol, or what's the deal?
No, I'm just saying, like, you got bottle snatchers and people everywhere that got fifths of this. Hey, I'll give you a fifth of this for $3 and this. You can get. You don't need to go into a bar to get alcohol. You can go anywhere on the street and get alcohol, pretty much, like, or just rob it from a store. They're not going to chase you.
But a lot of Seattle gas stations and places have like security guards in them.
Not First and Cherry.
Okay, if you're homeless listening to this podcast, check out
First and Cherry is hardcore, bro.
Damn,
it's hardcore. I've had hella friends get robbed and all that stuff.
I was at this, I forget where. I think it was a Bartell Drugs in Belltown, or something like that. And this homeless guy was trying to steal like almonds or something. This security guard was so extra. They fucking like tackled the guy at the door. I was like, holy
for
shit.
Almonds?
Yeah. I was like, wow.
Get over yourself, bro. Or pay for it.
Yeah. But homeless people have money or no? They don't have money.
No, I'm not saying him pay for it. The security guard should pay for it.
Yeah.
I would have paid for it.
See, I want to figure out. I'd like to be in a position where I understand enough of like what's going on street level wise as well as like corporate wise. I'd like to be like a happy medium, but I guess that comes from experience. And
street level in Seattle is mental health. You know, we don't really, I think at least Pioneer Square, like we don't deal with a lot of, you get the violence from the mental health and the drugs. So that's where you get like the violence, and the drugs are just tearing us apart.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. We don't really have, like in Chicago where you have gangs killing each other constantly every day. Here we have people that are selling drugs that are killing people constantly every day. So it's like,
do you hear about O Block? What happened to O Block?
Yeah, they shut it down. Well, my dad's family Cabrini Green area.
Okay.
So that was shut down a long time ago. That's where they did what was that Candyman movie and stuff.
Yeah,
and then so now O Block's getting shut down.
O Block is a projects in Chicago that's birthed artists like Chief Keef and
King Von.
Little Durk.
We're gonna see. I think, and I don't mean to say this as a bad thing at all. I think we're gonna see issues with that, big issues.
Wait, so mental health just happens and then drugs happen, or is it drugs happen and then mental health happens, or maybe it's just
a little bit of both.
Both.
Poor area, not a lot of money. So I think, poverty and, it's always good to just, I know a lot of those homeless people that I've known since I was 16, and then, walk by him. I'd walk by him when I was 16, and I'd be like, man, homie doesn't look good. Yeah. He looks the same today. He doesn't look worse. And it's like you talk to these people, they're humans, you talk and figure out their story, and their story is usually fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It's nothing that...
Sometimes you want to generalize them, though, but it kind of is a little bit of case... I have a homeless... Because I've decided if I'm going to have a studio, also, if you need to create a podcast, please... I need more clients. So I don't. That sounds too begging. I'd like some more clients. And I'm in University District, Third Wheel Podcast Studio. I guess this isn't good marketing, but there is some homeless people here. We have a Jack in the Box at the top of the street, and there's some craziness that goes there. But I've decided if I'm going to be here so often, I should make friends with some of the homeless people. So I have some homeless friends around here. There's this one guy. I made friends with him because I got a ticket. And the guy was like, if I knew this was your car, I would have said that's my car. I don't know if that would have worked because he was homeless, but I was like, this guy's on my side. So that's how I started trying to become friends with the homeless people or houseless people. What do you say? Do you say homeless or houseless?
I don't say houseless, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think you're the first person I've ever seen.
See, I only say it because a lot of woke people say it. And I'm just Blake, so I don't know if I'm not really woke.
I don't really do that whole...
I think woke people don't spend time in Pioneer Square.
I don't think that's a huge thing. Yeah.
So you're pretty young then. You're 24.
Yeah.
But that's still 24 years of life.
Yeah.
Do you feel like even since you've had cognizance? Since you've had cognizance, have you seen a change in types of people that live in Pioneer Square?
No. I wouldn't say so. I'd say it's probably gotten... I would say the only thing that I've seen change hardcore is maybe, which doesn't have to do with the homelessness or the people, is maybe the violence that happens on the weekends.
Oh,
it's just nuts. There's always somebody shooting, or the clubs are just a mess. It's just, I think it's just where it is. You take a club and you place it in Capitol Hill, you're still gonna have issues, but placing it in Pioneer Square, you have a little bit more.
Yeah,
it's nuts, bro. The stuff that goes on, on a weekend it's crazy in Pioneer Square. I don't party there anymore, really. I'll go there to see friends and stuff like that, but I guess I am going to be partying there because my after party at my show. But
yeah,
but
you're having a release show.
Yeah.
What date is your?
October 27th, 2022. Whoa. It's on my birthday.
Okay, that's a few weeks after your album release.
Yeah. So,
but you wanted it because you're.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We want to pack the house. I mean, it's gonna be a huge lineup, and
where's it at?
It's gonna be the Central Saloon.
Okay.
So I'm taking it back home.
Nice.
And we're gonna sell it out for sure. That's the goal, and that's what we're kind of rocking with. It's gonna be me, Karma, and Peaceful Pinder.
Okay. I've had all two of those guys. I mean, guess the right answer. I've had both those people on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All two of those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, it's going to be a good time. We're going to have a lot of fun. And that's the thing is, like, for me, it's how much I've built with the city and the hip hop and all that and connections and all that stuff. Because, you know, the last time I performed at the Central was a headliner they gave me. I think I was, I don't know, 20 probably. And I had 7 people there.
Damn, that's a great turnout.
It was nuts. And I think one was like my brother and my mom.
Wow.
So, like, you know, and it's all family for me now too. So it's like, I know we're going to have a great turnout. I didn't know how to run a show. I didn't understand the business at all.
Yeah.
So it's just going to feel good, honestly, to go up there and
Hell
know that
yeah.
we'll have more than 7 people.
That's exciting. Yeah. So that was a good pivot. We learned about Italy, and we learned about your background in Pioneer Square, being a bartender. Let's shift more to the music side.
Yes, sir.
When did you drop your last album? Like, how many years has it been since you dropped a project?
I think 5 years.
Jesus Christ.
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. Don't hold me on that. It's been, I think, 4+ years. I think if you look on Apple, it says 2017.
But you've been making music this entire time, or what?
Oh yeah, I made 2 albums before I made this album.
So, but why the hiatus?
So
did you even do any features during that time, or you just like completely like no one knew you were making music besides people?
I think I did a couple features. For sure, because one of them I did probably like 3 or 4, because I remember one of them came out and I was like, oh, I never wanted that to come out. And I like made that very apparent, and it's like whatever. But I think more so like I had so much to learn about the business and so much to learn about who I am as an artist, and not just creating music just to create music. And what does Wranq Ramone mean? What's the brand? What is gonna set me apart? You know. And that was like such a huge thing. I had to look inward a lot, and you know, I made the album, and you know, I was working with Riker and them at the time, and you know, listening to that first album, which was really good, and it just wasn't it yet, and I didn't know who I was yet. So then it was like pivot there, and you know, shout out Jang, because Jang always kind of held me down. Like, I think in some sense, like Jang, definitely him putting me on his show to do a song.
And that's Django. He's been on the podcast.
Yeah,
check that out.
Django. Shout out Jang. We got a new single out, Lifestyle. Music video dropped September 20th.
I'm a rock star. Imposter. Yeah, I know that.
Black leather jacket. You know, I think him putting me on the shows for like 3 years it kept me relevant. Like, it kept me in conversations and seeing people, and people being like, oh, Wranq's still doing something, when I'm really just performing one song, you know? And I had to move away from when I was opening up for like Rich Homie Quan and Bad Baby and Mozzie and Zaytoven, and doing these shows with like big names that didn't do anything for me. I was like, okay, I'm leaving probably with less money than I came with, you know? I didn't create any ground really with like a fan base. And then I came back to Seattle, and I saw Travis drop Ambom, I think it was.
Ambom,
I think.
You saw that one, or Reckless Endangerment? Like, what year is this?
This is before, so it had to be
Ambom.
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, like, that's a fan base. Like, that's something you want to ride with. That's somebody, just because he's not Drake.
Yeah.
You want to go see him.
That's crazy. That's an interesting point. I don't know if you're saying this specifically, but there's a difference between going on tour with someone and just opening up for someone, I guess. Because he of course built his fan base, and he had millions of streams before Macklemore, but also going on tour with Macklemore, he was able to make something out of that as well. And that might be harder if you're just opening up. for a bunch of people? I don't know.
I think I just had the wrong direction.
Got it.
I think I didn't. The direction and everything else just didn't make any sense. Like, I was making music to people that probably didn't care. And I didn't even understand who I was at the time. And so that's a mixed match. And then you throw me on like a big show. People are like, what? I get like 4 stories because people are like, oh, he's tight. But who cares? You know, like I wasn't building anything organically.
But how do you build things organically then?
I think that community is a big thing. Understanding where you're from, representing that. What's your message? You know, my message is I'm coming out here to fuck everything up. And I honestly don't care whether you like me or not. We're going to have a good time. This is real hip hop. You know, this isn't something where it's all about, you know, flash and all that. Like, for me, it's all about the music, real hip hop, samples, you know, taking it back to the original core of it. And I think that's who I am and what gains me the most respect. And when you can realize who you are internally, that's when people want to follow you. That's when you're going to stand out. Standing out is so big. I think I stand out because I'm not a and this is not a disrespectful thing, but I'm not like a backpack, like happy bounce, you know. I'm definitely more of like that West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher, like type artist that I do this for the music and to make money. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that money, I'm going to invest it, and I'm going to retire at 40 and you'll never see me again, you know? So it's like, I just want to fuck it all up. I want to take the scene and flip it on its head. I want people to come to my shows dressed the craziest that they can dress, looking the wildest that they can dress.
Yeah, that's crazy. 5 years off, but you're still pretty young. That's kind of cool. Maybe you do need that little bit of time to like incubate and grow. Yeah,
I think this project is like the first like start of that for sure. But
you're still making music. Because I wonder what if I just stopped making podcasts but I talk to people? I don't know if I could like, maybe I have to put out.
What do you mean?
Like if I just stopped making podcasts for like 3 years and then picked up again, I don't know if that would help me or not. Maybe I feel like there's a difference between art forms, I guess.
I see a lot of now music, you have to have your time where you go back to the studio and you take that time to recoup. But that's why everything has to be in stages. You got to have that stage where, like, for me, it's like, this album has got to hit. We got to build this fan base. We got to take these people in. We got to do these numbers. We got to do this promotional wise. Okay, we did it. How'd the show? Next album, we got to double that. And you keep building.
But do you think music's changed in the past 5 years? And has that affected how you want to release or the type of music you even make?
Not really. I think
you want that yeet feature?
Hell no. I don't care.
Yeet's like, I guess I'm not sending that email now.
I don't know. It's just, you know, like, I really like to stay in my lane, and I think there's like definitely people that you're always going to have those kids that love the Moseys and the Yeats and the whatever. And
I don't know if we can love Mosey too much right now.
Yeah, I mean...
Stay off TMZ.
I didn't like him anyway, but it's just like... Just because I don't like that type of music doesn't mean I don't respect what they're doing. I'm never going to be one of those people that's like, he sucks and they're doing something and they're talented for a reason. Even if the money's behind them and whatever they got running, they got something going for them.
I will say one thing, I don't know why. I don't even know the guy, so I can't say I like him or dislike him just from like news stuff and like things I've heard. Like, I'm not going to say I dislike him or like him, but something that I have heard from my past 2 interviews, from Grinch and Travis Thompson, they both say, like, whether it's Macklemore or Little Mosey, they're both the most genuine version of themselves when they released music.
I think that if you're not genuine, that's...
It's a quick hit.
It's fucking lame, you know. But there's a lot of like little things that go into. It's such a big category, and I mean, Macklemore, like you said, is like probably one of the biggest ones. That's like so genuine to himself, like, you know.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I was like, I'm more of like that. I just come from like such an attitude.
Is that Marilyn Monroe on your arm?
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
Wow. Most beautiful woman in the world, and then I'm gonna put Courtney Love on the other side.
Damn.
Yeah.
I see you have the Nevermind album cover.
Yep.
There we go.
Pioneer Square. I had a few Nirvana tattoos, but yeah, I just think, you know, it's like good for those guys. I'm not gonna ever come at somebody and be like, your music sucks, you know, because you're doing the numbers. And everybody in this business can have that conversation, and they're all gonna have their own opinion on it. My opinion is that I'm never gonna hate on somebody's music or their success. If you're doing it, absolutely. Can I say you're a cornball and that is lame? Absolutely, but that's my opinion. It doesn't mean I'm hating on your success or whatever. I'm just like, sometimes I like to just be an asshole to be an asshole, and that just is why I'm me, you know?
I like to get punched in the face.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's, I think they're cool. I don't know. I think, I probably only have a few artists out here that I really love and actually listen to. And I mean, that's count on like one hand.
Let's say their names right now.
Well, I mean, I love Mr. DC. Mr. DC is like...
It's actually Dave Chaney now, so I guess
yeah. Sorry. Dave Chaney. But yeah, his music has always been awesome. Obviously, Karma is... As my brother, he's also like one of my favorite artists. I think his flow's untouched. Travis... solid.
He's all right, guy.
Travis is solid. I don't know, when you talk about, I'm trying to think about, you know who I love? I love Scratch and all that, because I love more, you know, Jang and all them, but I'm trying to like be super informative on actually like what I listen to and when I go out. I love some of the underground artists that some of these pages on Instagram post. I'll hit them up personally on DM, and like, you know, some of them they have like one song and they might be doing this as a hobby, you know, not like a business, but still it's like super dope. Like, there's one guy named like The Butcher or something. He was dope.
Benny?
And then no, it wasn't Benny. Benny's dope though. I met him when he was up here in Seattle, and humble guy. But like this dude was like named The Butcher, which is why I thought it was like, it's kind of a knock. But he's out of like Tacoma, super sick or something. Yeah. And then some girl got posted on HipHop Seattle the other day, and she had this like,
what's going on with HipHop Seattle, by the way?
Crazy little flow.
Because they like stopped and then they just came out of nowhere again?
I saw.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there.
I was like,
I don't know if there's like drama so within the team content. Or
I don't know.
What.
I love them. They're cool guys.
Chicka only subscribe to the NAST podcast. I'm just kidding. We need platforms. We need multiple. I can't do it myself. And there's a lot of Courtney Kilbane. Guys, this guy's got. I wish we could have like a full like photo, just like breaking down your fit. It's pretty sick. But yeah. So what is some what how do you want people to like interpret this new album? Like, what is your message with this album?
My message is...
Also tell the audience what the name of this album is.
The name of the album is Sex, Drugs, and Therapy. Drops September 20th. And that name is pretty much what I went through these past 5 years and since I've been making music. I went through a period where I got super depressed, and I don't really know what was happening. I just like...
It's because of the rain.
It was weird, though. Like, it just like hit me one day, and I was like, wow, I feel like super social anxiety. And then I laid in bed for like a week, and my muscles something happened to him, and I couldn't really walk.
Like
and
dystrophy type shit?
No, like not like fucking scientific shit, but like there was just something like I just tired him out and probably wasn't drinking water and couldn't really walk. I was like all fucked up. Well, I was living on the 4th story of a building on First Avenue, and my neighbor right above me like jumped out of his house and killed himself.
Jesus Christ.
And so like it started going through my head because it's literally my whole wall was glass. The whole wall was glass, and then it slid to the side. So like you're literally
that's why that interlude on your album, which you'll see on September 22nd. Or if you check this out in the future after September 22nd, he has an interlude.
So that's kind of what I talked about, is like looking over the edge and being like, wow, I could just fucking jump. I don't know what it was either. It just like drove me nuts. And
was it specifically him that got in your head, or was it before that?
And the person that jumped?
Yeah.
No, it was just kind of fucking with me because like so many people in Seattle were killing themselves at that point. And
was this during COVID?
I was no, this was before COVID. And I was so depressed. And I was like, man, I don't know. It's hard to like explain how deep your thoughts go into that.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in that hole, you know, that's why whenever somebody's feeling that way, you can never just ignore it. You know, it's a very serious thing, you know. And so I just I was like getting super depressed, and I was like, I should probably go to a therapist. Otherwise I might actually do it. And I went to a therapist, and she was dope. It was like a lot of like kind of hypnotherapy kind of stuff. Super dope, and helped me out a lot. But then I, you know, started pulling a Tony Soprano, and I would be like, oh, I'm cured. And I'd go like party and do some crazy shit for 4 months. And I'd be like, yo, you don't know what I just got myself into. Like, can we do a couple more sessions? And I did that for like 3 or 4 years. And,
damn,
you know, the sex, always been into the sex. I love.
What's that?
Having sex, like
I don't know what
doggy
that is.
style.
Okay. This is a family-friendly podcast.
I love women. I love sex. I love everything about sex. Whether it's if somebody's gay, that's great. If somebody's bisexual, if somebody's whatever they want, I think sex is a great way for people to just unwind
and have kids.
And have kids. Yeah, fuck if you
unless
want.
test tube babies. Those are the things.
OnlyFans is, you know.
Wranq Ramone OnlyFans coming soon.
It's already there. You just got to look it up.
Oh my God.
I'll announce it soon. But
jokes? I feel like you're the type that I wouldn't even like. I don't know if I'd put that past you.
No, I swear to God.
What?
If you look up Wranq Ramone on Google, you'll find my OnlyFans.
You have an OnlyFans?
I have an OnlyFans.
Not a joke?
I'm not. If you look up Wranq Ramone
and
right now.
You're using it for like the right. You're not using it for like, because you could like, you don't have to do like, you could do like cooking and like release like music.
No. If you want to see like my girl and me, just send me $20 and I'll send
Are you making like a, or is it just like private? Or are you trying to like,
it's public.
Like, are you trying to become like Boogie Nights where you're like super successful? I guess that's just dated. That's a very dated example, but because
I like shooting porn. It's fun, but it's like,
but you're not like trying to make like a bag out of it. Or
yeah, it'd be cool. It's more for like people like are like, yo, Wranq Ramone.
Family, friends.
No.
It's more for my close family.
It's more for, you know.
That's wild. I've been making jokes about OnlyFans and like Travis Thompson OnlyFans, blah, 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 OnlyFans. And then you're like, nah, man.
I have an OnlyFans. I like shooting porn. Like I said, it's fun.
What if your kids see that one day?
Whatever, dude. I mean, like.
You're like, Dad's packing.
Nah.
Oh.
They'll grow up in the right environment and learn how to respect. When I grew up in Europe when I was young, I mean, you'd see naked chicks on billboards and shit. But
wow.
I mean,
okay.
It's, you know, if you like doing it, you can make some money off of it. And like I said, sex is a huge part of my life. So probably gonna go have sex after this podcast.
Wow. That's very inspiring.
You know, and then the drugs, you know, just drugs kind of represent the partying and that, and you know, the play on sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Sex, drugs, therapy was that. So
SDT,
not STD. That's for sure.
There we go. wrap it up?
Yeah.
What can we do like a sex PSA? What is your
My sex PSA is consent is very important in any situation you're in. Very, very fucking important. And I mean that, and that's very, very serious. Whether you're doing threesomes, anything, consent with your partners or partner is very, very fucking important. Whether you want to wear a condom or not, you probably should, because it'll protect you from STDs.
And kids.
Oh, and Wranq Ramone condoms coming soon.
What about...
I think I'll have those in like
I've heard there's like
weeks.
Is that a real thing? You know, there's like the stickers. I don't think... I've heard that's like a contraceptive, or there's like
what?
Sex stickers that you just put on your urethra. But I don't know if that's a real contraceptive or not. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, that sounds fake.
You've never heard of like this?
A sex sticker you stick on your urethra.
Yeah, that's your pee hole.
No, I don't. Yeah.
No, I've heard like when I was like in like sex ed, I heard about that.
No.
Imagine if you had one and it was like a picture of your face as a sex sticker.
I get tested. Me and my partners get tested.
And partners.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if my girl and I have a different girl or whatever, you know, like.
Sheesh.
But it's like we get tested. We're very safe with what we do, and raw's great, but be smart. Be smart. Don't be raw dogging these girls you just randomly meet.
Or boys or
anything.
Animal. I'm just kidding. No
yeah,
animals.
I won't be doing that. But
they, thems, it's...
Whatever you do, just be smart. And consent and wrap up if you want that. I know a lot of people that don't.
Wrap up and wrap up.
Wrap up and wrap up. Put a raincoat on it.
There we go. Is there anything else you want to talk about your album real quick?
Like I said, album dropping September 20th, Sex, Drugs, and Therapy with Django, Hentai as features, Mr. Hentai. Love that song, Map. And we got the headliner, October 27th, with Karma and Peaceful Pinder at the Central Saloon. I think it's $10. Super cheap. We're going to pack the house. You got to get tickets soon. And other than that, like, just come party with us. It's going to be a good time.
In the meantime, whenever you see this, stream Lifestyle, whether it's
Yep.
before the album drops or after the album drops.
Lifestyle
is sick as fuck.
Full Tank, great single. Been rocking with that. Yeah.
Awesome. What is you gave a pretty great PSA, but what is some final advice or words you have for the audience here?
Be yourself and don't feel pressured in life to do anything you don't want to just because you think it'll make you look like any type of way. Just rock, you know? Just do you. And if anybody judges you, fuck them.
Yeah.
Because you can say the same thing back. We're all human beings in this world. No matter how you look or what shape or whatever the fuck you believe in.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Wranq Ramone's OnlyFans. What is the easiest way for people to reach you?
On my Instagram, IG at Wranqavelli, WRANQAVELLI. Or you can go to wranq.com, WRANQ.com. Write in your email. It'll be put in our little send out letter, and you got everything there with the social medias and everything.
There we go. This is the NAST podcast with
Wranq Ramone, Pioneer Square Zone.
We did it.